tell you now just who they are. Listen to their stories and how they tell when they joined and how they're doing so well. Telling us what it's all about today and how they are loving that OnPassive way. OnPassive here today. OnPassive, no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know. OnPassive, it's here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way. OnPassive.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. Today is March 24th, 2021. My name is Julie. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. My dear friend Milo. Milo, could you please say hello?
Hey, how you guys doing? It's Milo from Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you, Milo. Milo, I am feeling so blessed, especially today. We do have a guest here, and I like to actually cut everything that we've been saying at the beginning right to the point. And I like you, could you please introduce our guest, Milo, because we are excited to have him here.
Absolutely, Julie. We are thrilled to have this guy. He's probably one of the most popular guys in OnPassive. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves him. It's none other than my Youper friend, Mr. Micheal Williams. Come on out, Michael. Hey, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Julie. Hey, Milo. Great to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you, Michael.
It's so good to have you back on the show, man. And today we're not going to go through the thing with your family and all that. They can watch that from the first video, but we just want to get right into the numbers today. Julie, why don't you go ahead and start with the questions that you've got as far as numbers that we want to talk to Michael about. He is the numbers guy for OnPassive.
Absolutely. I actually asking a lot of questions many founders might already know, and there's might be people that are actually on the fence, and they might have questions. So my first question to you, Michael, is how is timestamp work in OnPassive? And what does that mean? On one day you said all you have to do is get in.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the number one thing that people, founders coming in need to focus on is the fact that they got in, because the company says, as long as you get in, you're going to win, right? So whether they're active, whether they're passive, it doesn't matter. But specifically with regards to the join date timestamp, it's very important when it comes that you have multiple people coming in at the same time. So if you had more than one individual coming on the same date, right? So the person who actually gets preference will be the one that actually goes on to have an active team. So if they've personally referred others into the business, so the one who has the most, right? Assuming there's two individuals on the same date, the one who has the most personal, then that individual will get preferential positioning, okay? And then, from the entire structure itself, the company has told us it's not a matrix, it's not a binary, it's none of those things. It's nothing that any one of us has ever seen before, right? It really is something that is new and refreshing. So therefore, the company is going to patent even the compensation, the pay structure. It's going to be patented, right? So no other company can utilize it. So join date, yes, there is some importance to it as far as overflow and all that. But the main thing that people need to get is that you are in. So whether you're in as the first person or you're in as the last person, as long as you get in, you're going to win. It doesn't matter. It's just that some will win faster than others. That's all. But as long as you win, I think that's the most important thing.
Wow, that's so exciting, Michael. I mean, just to have that behind you, that you can tell someone, hey, you're going to win, and that's an incredible thing. So I know we've talked a lot about, the company's going to bring in people, you have, whether you have a website with anything on it or not, it could be just you there and, it's advertising, it's bringing in people, it's actually selling the subscription or whatever, putting it, and you're getting commissions for it. But say we talk about the company will probably bring in 3 per person, per month or whatever. And so when I look at that, I say, okay, if we got 1 million in that first month, you know, by the time we hit month 5, there's 256 million in. At some point, it has to slow down, correct?
Yeah, well, the way I like to look at that, Milo, is that, you know, always presenting something that is, you know, super conservative so that we can bang on it, we can count on it, right? And so I like to work it as far as 60 days that the company is doing their advertising for us, they're driving the traffic, all of that. And over a course of 60 days, the company can generate 3 sales or bring in 3 customers, okay? And so if that is the case, we can say that in the first 60 days, we have 3 customers, and then in the next 60 days, okay, so another 3 customers and so on. So now we have 12 in total, okay? And then as we keep on going through that pattern, we can use that strategy to get a conservative number for that first 12 months. But the rate is going to change, okay? The rate is going to, the company's not going to be consistent every single month, every 2 months, every 4 months, it's not going to be consistent year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. It doesn't work that way. At some point, it does slow down. So when I look at numbers and I focus more on the customers coming in, right, those types of numbers, right? If we start with 1 million, let's say, okay? So if we say, okay, well, there's 1 million founders, the company's now going to work for these 1 million founders. So that means at the end of 60 days, realistically, you know, we can expect that, okay, all of a sudden now we have 3 million customers that came in over that course of that 60 days. The next 60 days, we can say, yeah, okay, so here comes another 9 million customers. If we continue that pattern at the end of 12 months, it's about 1 billion customers with a B, okay? Right. So we always talk about 100 million customers in the first 12 months. We never say 1 billion. No. We've been saying 100 million customers from when we had 100,000 founders.
Right.
And we have not changed that mark. So this is what I mean, I said about being conservative. So even though we know if we do the math, we can say 1 billion, we still discount that by 90%, right? So look how conservative we're saying when we're talking about 100 million customers. So people should really wrap their head around to understand that, yes, it is extremely possible that we could have 100 million customers in our 12 months. To me, it's a done deal, right? And the number supports that.
That's awesome. And I mean, looking at those numbers that way, I believe that also shows you that it's a huge advantage to the person getting in early as opposed to later, because of the fact that you're putting 3 in, as opposed to maybe if you wait till after the launch, you know, a year down the road, you might only get 1 a time, because, you know, as it grows so much big.
Absolutely. And, you know, so getting in early makes a difference. It really does. You know, those who got in 2018, I believe that they have a greater probability, right, of getting to that success mark, whatever that mark is to them, faster than someone getting at 2020. But keep in mind also, you also have people that will be active, that will go out there and will, you know, invite others to come participate in something that's going to change so many people's lives. So when you have that activity going on, it is possible that the very last founder coming in, they can come in and build a massive team, right? They could build a massive team on their own, right? Irrespective of the fact that they're the last one in. So that's what I mean. As long as people get in, they're going to win. You have the overflow activity. You have the activity from the company's effort. You have the activity from your effort, from your team effort. I mean, there's a lot of effort going on. It's not just everyone's coming in and being passive, right? So it makes a difference. When all these things work together, that's how you're able to attain the numbers that we've spoken about before.
Fantastic. Michael, so I remember we had a conversation the other day. I was asking you, I was planning to get some more positions for my family members. Should I stack them up, or should I just put them directly under you? And your answer to me was, share your main link, your main account. So could you go into a little bit deeper into it and explain that a little bit more?
Sure. See, a lot of people have this idea that this business, you know, is a factor of 3. Like, it's all about, I just need to get 3. I need to get 3 on my team, and that's all I need to do. And my 3 need to get 3 on their team, and that's all they need to do, and so on. right? That is not the case. OnPassive is about bringing in customers, 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 customers. So that means you as an individual, okay, your role, because these founders that you're bringing in, they're going to be customers. So you're basically pre-building your team of customers, okay? So what you want to do is to bring in as many personal potential customers, right, as possible. And that is only accomplished if you use your link. And every time you have someone that wants to come in as a founder, that's the link you use. When you reach 3, you keep going. I always say you plus 3, but don't stop at 3, right? This is why you see those on the leaderboard that have 100, 200, 300, and so on. If it was the other way, if it was, no, you only need to have 3 and they don't have 3 and they have 3. If that was the case, then everyone on the leaderboard will only have 3. There's a reason why people have gone on to get 400, 500, and so on. There's additional benefits that's attached to that. There will be different bonus pools, and it could be that based upon your personal referrals, that in itself could put you in a pool where you're generating bonus based upon that, right? There'll be different months where you may have a campaign or a bonus feature that is tied to, well, how many people did you bring in as a founder, or even after launch, you know, a particular individual as a reseller, you know, how many customers did you get that particular month? So the company is going to make things fun. It's not going to be just like one structure. And this is why we say that it's never been done before like this. It's going to be all over the place, so to speak, but obviously in a designed, planned manner. Okay. But it's not just one particular way we're generating income. There'll be a variety of ways. But for a person to maximize, if they want to maximize their true potential, then it's all about getting the maximum possible referrals that you can, you know, by inviting as many as you can. Don't stop inviting. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And the company will take care of the structuring and the designing and all of that. You know, that'll be done for us. We don't need to worry about that. We don't need to say, okay, I'm going to take this person, give it to Tom, and well, but I want to help Susie on my team, and everyone will be helped. Remember, as long as you get in, you're going to win, right? So if we keep that motto in mind, then we just continue to build, because you are helping your team by continuing to build your personal team out, okay? You are helping your team by doing that. It's not a selfish thing when somebody has 500 personal signups. It isn't. They're actually creating overflow for their team by doing that, okay?
I love that that you put them out there, you know, and it's helping everybody, and it starts building from the bottom, and it just, you know, it helps everyone.
Absolutely.
So one of the questions that comes up a lot, and I know a lot of people hear this, yeah, but there's only 4.7 billion people in the world. What do you say to that?
I said, that is fantastic. That's what I say to that, right? There's 4.8 billion internet users, okay? And so I don't expect that OnPassive is going to have all 4.8 billion internet users in OnPassive, right? I believe that every single one of them will have a reason to take a look at OnPassive, okay? They will. Anything you do on the internet, OnPassive is going to have something for you, but it doesn't mean that you're going to engage. It doesn't mean that you're going to become a customer or a reseller with OnPassive, okay? But that's a good market to have. I'd rather have 4.8 billion internet users as my market, as opposed to, you know, 100 people, 1,000, 1 million. It's good. The larger your market's potential, right, the greater your probability of success with your business, okay? And so with that, you know, my expectation is, I think it's realistic that the company could get anywhere from 1 to 2 billion users over time. I mean, Facebook has what, 3 billion when you combine Instagram and WhatsApp, and you understand me? So it's not far-fetched for any one company to have that many users, not anymore. You know, 20 years ago, no, it's unheard of, right? But we're talking about the digital age, technology age, it's different, right? So I could see OnPassive having something like that. And keep in mind that there are individuals with multiple accounts. So if you have 1 billion users in OnPassive, unique users in OnPassive, if everyone has 10 accounts, you know, just say that's 10 billion account holders, right? That's more than the population of the planet. Right. So we can exceed that based upon how OnPassive business model is.
Wow. Thank you, Michael. So I have a question actually sent to me by Chris Johnson, and he asked, when we launch, if you have 100 on your team, in 1 year, how many apples you will be making in a month?
Okay. All right. So if someone has 100 on their team, so again, is that 100 currently? So I'll kind of answer it this way. Okay. Let's say someone comes in and they're passive, right? Because I believe the bulk of the individual, the bulk of the founders are passive, right? I would even say maybe 80% of them are passive, you know, and that's fine, right? The business is built upon that premise, right? So if a person is at launch and they have 0 on their team, okay, let's take a look at that. Now, we just went through the example earlier about 60 days to get 3 and so on, right? So if we did that starting with 0, that means at the end of 12 months, it's about 1,092 is what it works out to be. Customers on your team, okay? Let's discount that number by 90%. That's gonna bring us back to Chris Johnson's number of 100, okay? 109, but let's just say 100, okay? So over the course of 12 months, if all the company did for you was get you 100 customers, okay? Let's not stop there, let's continue. What are these customers are gonna do? They're gonna be resellers. Why? All they have to do is check a box. They check a box saying, yes, I'd like to be a reseller. Why would they do that? Because as a reseller, the company's now gonna resell the company's products on your behalf, right? So why wouldn't you just check the box? Let the company go to work. Why not, okay? So now you have these 100 resellers. The same way the company got you 100 customers in your first 12 months, if the company did that in your second year, okay, for those 100 resellers, what are we up to now? Now we're up to 10,000 plus the original 100, that's 10,100 customers on your team. Now, just imagine that. Think about that. Over the course of 2 years, you have 10,000 customers. I don't know, if the company's paying, what, $1 per customer, per sale, per month? Like, what is that? You understand me? How many people out there are making $10,000 a month, right? And it doesn't stop there. Your team don't stop. It continues to grow. And look what we did. We discounted the number by 90%. We're not taking the full 100% potential. We said, no, drop it down. Make it as conservative as possible. You tell me if you actually approach someone and they saw the potential, they saw the vision, they saw everything, and they realized that, wow, if 2 years from now, it is possible. Because again, none of this is guaranteed, of course, right? We're saying it's possible I could have 10,000 customers on my team. Are you kidding me? You know how many people would jump in to something like that? Now take it 1 more year. Let's just go 1 more year. So in the 3rd year, you have 10,000 that become resellers again, because they just check a box, right? They do that and they're seeing what has happened for others. And all of a sudden now the company do the same thing, just 100 customers, right? We know people right now who have 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50, over 100,000 before we even launch. So we're talking about 100, right? So in that 3rd year, that 10,000 goes up to what? 1 million. 10,000 times 100 is 1 million. 1 million customers, right? I'm sure a lot of people say, you know what? Just give me 10 cents. Give me 10 cents per sale. I'll be happy with 10 cents per sale. On 1 million customers? Now, we know the company's not paying. This company's compensation is out of this world. So it's not no 10 cents, or that's not what it is. I'm just throwing that out there for people to see the picture, just to get it, just to understand how powerful this thing is. And that's per month. Can you imagine you're getting compensated on 10,000 customers, or by the 3rd year, 1 million customers in your business? Which company out there would not want that? Like, tell me, which ma-pa company, you know, the local variety store, you know, I don't know, Tim Hortons, you know, whatever the company is, McDonald's, you know, who would want to have 1 million customers each month, right? That is purchasing products. Like, just think about that. People need to really understand what it is that they have their hands on when it comes to OnPassive. And all of this is possible because of the technology. It's possible because of the AI. You can't do this on your own. You can't go there and go get 1 million customers on your team in over 3 years. There are companies who don't have 1 million customers. Companies who've been around for 20 years don't have that. But yet, because of technology, right, because of the AI, because everything being 100% done for you, it is possible. And those are conservative numbers. Now, is that going to happen for every single person that comes into OnPassive? No, we can't predict, we can't project, we can't guarantee. But if we logically think about this thing, the possibility is endless. Then you have the triple reentry bonus and all these other things that come in. A person comes in, they get an activation bonus, right? They get compensated directly for each customer that a company generates for you. You're not even generating a customer yourself, right? You get 3, there's a U+3 bonus that the company gives you. You just got paid 5 times with just 3 customers. When people fully get this thing, this is why I always say that, you know, the sleeping thing, right? Who's got time to sleep? You know what I mean? There's work to be done because there's so many people that you can introduce this to help them change their lives, right? And that's how we have to look at it, right? So hopefully, you know, Chris Johnson will be happy with that answer.
Wow. That's I was just going to say, man, you're causing a whole lot of people to spend sleepless nights when we start talking about this, you know, because it is really incredible. And I mean, if you look at it, it's almost like you were a life insurance salesman and you go out and you make that sales, you know, they do that. They make a sale once and they get paid the rest of their life. And basically that's what we're getting here is, you know, we don't even have to make the sale. That's the amazing thing. The company makes the sale for us, but they give us the commission, you know, for the rest of our life. No one's ever going to quit this company that I see.
No, and the few who ask for a refund now, just because they're uneducated. That's really what it is. They were not given enough information to fully understand this, right? Because it's often said, right, that we have to, you know, be able to see it in our mind and, you know what I mean? You have to believe it, right, in order to achieve it, and all of that stuff, right? But guess what? OnPassive says, you know, scratch that, scratch, you know, erase that, right? Even if you can't see it, even if you don't believe it, even if you can't imagine it, it doesn't matter. As long as you get in, we're going to force you to see it in your bank account. That's what's going to happen, right? That's a game changer, right? That is a game changer, right? When the company going to force you to see it. In other words, they're forcing you to become successful, whether you like it or not, right? You're just forced to do it. And what better way, right? What better way? Because you're forcing someone to achieve something that is good for them, that is going to change their lives, that's going to build them a legacy, right, for generations to come. That's what this thing is about.
Absolutely. I don't think you've ever seen, no one's ever seen an ROI like this. You know,
listen, let's not even go there, Milo. If we start talking about ROI, this is gonna get it's gonna go to another level, my friend. You know.
So, but one other question I do have is at the soft launch, we have the thing that's called the bonus. Now we're going to get a bonus if we bring someone in. Okay, or and my impression is if the company brings someone in on our first level, correct? We get a bonus for that. Now, we will not know until the hard launch who our team really is, correct? So anyone that's put in afterwards, you know, that overflow, that will not be part of the bonus system, correct?
Okay, so in soft launch, okay, in soft launch, anything that we do directly ourselves, right? Yes, we get compensated for that one-time bonus, right? If the company does it on our behalf, so if new founders come in based upon the company's campaigns, right? And so when that happens, we get compensated as well. So it's our effort or the company's effort, right, on our behalf, okay? So that's one. Two is the indirect bonus that you receive as well. So if you have a team, whether it's 300, doesn't matter. If you have a team, if any of them, whether it be from their effort in the soft launch or from the company's campaign on their behalf in the soft launch, right? That also triggers a bonus for us as well, okay? With regards to the overflow, right? That overflow only is applicable after the hard launch. So there's no overflow during soft launch, okay? That comes afterwards. And then we're getting the echo. Yeah, mute yourself, Julie. Right, and then yeah, that's better. And then when once we get into the hard launch, right, at that point now, we're not going to be able to see you know, an overflow structure or anything like that, right? Basically, what will happen is that, you know, you'll be compensated, right, even on overflow, but you'll see it in the report that you'll get from your back office. You'll be able to pull up a report to say, okay, let me see what happened this day or this month. And you'll see, okay, I got paid because so-and-so is a customer, so-and-so is a customer, and so on. So you'll see that, but you won't actually see a structure, okay? You won't actually see a structure for that. You will see two structures. One will be any personal activity, right? So meaning your direct or in your back office right now, that first line, you will see that. That's one structure. Another structure that you will see is what you actually see on your team summary. Okay, so your team summary that you see right now, okay, you will see that as a separate structure. So you'll see these two things. The third structure, that's the one that you will not see, but you'll get the report that will illustrate, you know, how you got paid. Where did that, you know, commission came from? You know, where did it come from? So you'll be able to see that. Okay, so but that's what's going to be presented after hard launch.
So after the hard launch is really, I like to say it's almost like the NFL draft or something. You know, you don't know who's coming on your team. You could get a guy that's, you know, got 10,000 on his team.
Absolutely.
And you're getting paid for all of that, you know, not saying that you will, but I mean, it's a possibility if they come in after you, you know, they could be on your team.
This, like I said, this thing has never been done before and it will never be done again. No other company is going to even try to do this because it's crazy. You know, you have to be a madman to really put this together in the sense of you're mad about helping people. You understand? Like you really have to care about people to do something like this because, you know, you're going to enrich a lot of people that otherwise would have no chance whatsoever, none whatsoever to generate this type of wealth. You just wouldn't, you know? So Mr. Mufara, hats off to him. You know what I mean? This is brilliant. This is genius. You know, words can't describe, you know, the type of person that it takes, you know what I mean? To put something like this, to even think about it, even just to say, you know, why can't we do this, right? And he's not just talking about it, he's actually doing it, you know? So hats off to him for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael, for that. I have someone approach me saying, Julie, I have 150 in my team. I work very hard to put these people in. Should I stop or should I keep going? And I said to them, my answer to them is, that's great. You're in such a good place right now, but why stop? And I used the quote that you said the other day, your network is your net worth. So do you agree with me? And would you please explain that? And how would you answer the person that comes to you and asks you that question?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. Absolutely. No, you don't stop, right? Even I'll just go back to the example that I gave, you know, with the 100 to the 10,000 to the million, right? So we know that there are those that have, you know, 10,000 on their team right now. So if we were to launch tomorrow, what that means is that number one, they're generating a good income from day one, right? And then by the time they reach the end of their first 12 months in the business, it is possible they could literally have 1 million customers on their team, right? But if they had started with 0, it would be closer to like 100 customers, right? So you see the difference? So rather than stopping at 100, 150, if you keep on going, maybe you get to 1,000 by the time we launch, right? You get to 1,000 by the time we launch. It's possible that you could see 100,000 customers on your team by the end of the first 12 months. It's possible, right? So why stop at 100, right? And then go from 100 to 10,000 versus 1,000 to 100,000. You see the difference, right? And so naturally, you know, when you put dollar amounts in there and so on, you see that there's a massive difference, right? There'll be a massive, it's all about customers, right? Because the more you have on your team, it means the more customers you're going to have on your team. That's just how it works, right? And then it becomes exponential. The growth is exponential. It's not linear. It's not going to be I have 100 and I have another 100. No, you have 100 and then, you know, the curve, right? You see an exponential curve, right? Now we're talking about 10,000 as opposed to linear, where it just goes here and here. Listen, people just need to continue to do what they enjoy doing. Like, don't let it be a chore. You know what I mean? Like, people shouldn't be frustrated. Oh, I talked to Tom and Tom's not interested, and oh, you know, no one is interested in that. You know, no, this is supposed to be fun, right? It's like, listen, you know, do you know that artificial intelligence can make you wealthy? Something as simple as that. And just wait for the response, right? And then you just say, here, go watch this video, right? Like that's it. You know what I mean, right? Just little one-liners, something simple, and say, here you go. It's not no long conversation that you need to have with people. We're not salespeople. You understand? The majority of people are not salespeople. As you mentioned about life insurance, Milo, most people, they can't sell. Even people who become life insurance agents, most of them can't sell. That's why most of them come into the business, you know, before they even get the chance to get started, right? So, you know, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? If you have life insurance, there's a good chance that you probably have seen multiple agents over time. You know what I mean? The first one is actually sold you the policy, a year or two, they're gone. Another person steps in, year or two, they're gone. Because most people cannot sell, right? They just can't. And that's why this thing is so incredible, that the company using the AI does the selling for you. So yeah, people just continue to build is what they should do.
Your mic is mute, Milo. Milo, your mic is mute. It's still muted.
Yeah, you're still muted, buddy. Ah, there you go.
There we are. Did you have something else, Julie? I was gonna say.
No, I actually wanted to see Michael's thought. How are you envision the next 10 years when the last founder signed up?
Wow. Well, I mean, the last founder is going to be sometime this year, right? The last founder, that could be, you know, 4 months, 6 months, but I see sometime this year, the last founder is in, that's it. And then as we move forward, it's just fun, right? That's what it is, right? Because think about it. Let's say you're passive. If you're passive, you're off doing whatever it is that you want to do in life, right? While the company's building your business for you. If you're active, you're also out there living your life, because being active is you're basically inviting people to get a free 7-day trial. Like, what could be easier than that? You're not even inviting somebody to spend money. Like right now, to me, pre-launch is the hardest portion or hardest phase of this business, right? It gets easier in soft launch, and it gets even easier in hard launch, right? So I envision a lot of people sharing. I'll see a lot of people going back to folks they may have spoken to during pre-launch that may have said, no, it's not for them right now or whatever, right? Because all you're going to be doing is just getting someone to come in as a free trial member. That's just easy. Like, that is really, really easy. And when you have access to, you know, the ecosystem of products, the portfolio of products that we have, then now you can even target individuals, companies, organizations based upon a particular product, right? So if you have teachers, those who have different courses, ebooks, whatever, right? You can target them with regards to Ocademy, right? Then you have the OConnect. So everyone that you know that's on Zoom, every Zoom presentation that you've attended outside of OnPassive, right? Okay, that person is a target. The school system, target, right? For OConnect. You know what I mean? So you can start to pick a product and say, okay, who do I know that uses this product right now? And then you approach them. And all you're doing is say, listen, just take a free trial and check it out. That's it. You're not even trying to sell them on anything, right? And so that's going to help speed up your process even more, right? And you can be anywhere doing that. You could be on the beach, Milo, I go visit Milo in Tennessee. We go on the golf course, listen, right? You know, we can do a lot of fun things. You know, oh, there's another, you know, there's a twosome over there or a foursome, whatever. You know, hey, we have a little business card that says, what do you know about artificial intelligence? Do you know that it can make you wealthy? And then here, you just have a link on there to your domain name or something. Like simple stuff, right? It's going to be fun. Let's play a game. You know, let's see how many free trial members we can get this month. So you play a game with your team, right? That's what I see happening over the next 10 years. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of blessing going on, right? A lot of people are going to be wealthy, and they're going to be using that newfound wealth to bless others. You know, so many causes are out there, right? We can help with those causes. Can you imagine 100 million in OnPassive, and they just donate $1, just $1 to a cause? That could be $100 million of donation each month, right? We can help a lot of people with that, right? So yeah, it's just going to be an awesome time. That's for sure.
That's beautiful, Michael. So here's my last questions. Last week, Mr. Ashmore dropped a really big announcement. So tell us your thoughts, and yeah, what do you think of that?
Well, I believe he mentioned that there'll be more information forthcoming. So I'm waiting for that information. But it's exciting, to be able to have physical products. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, I did a Zoom, and the individual, they mentioned that they prefer physical products because when they have physical products, it's more believable for them that the company is real. And, because with physical products, there's manufacturing involved and shipping and all these things, right? So there are some folks out there who prefer, right, physical products. Although I explained to him why digital products makes more sense, right? Many have been involved in companies where you're stockpiling stuff, right? You're some juice company or whatever, and you have a whole bunch of cases of products up that you're not even using. So that's why I'm not really the big physical product fan. Love digital products though, right? For the past 10 plus years. So, but what he's talking about though, that's just adding, right? As he said, stacking the cool. That's just adding more to the value of OnPassive, right? That's what that is doing, having a greater reach. You see, this is the beauty of OnPassive, right? Most companies, they got one product, one. Okay, when you've got, 50 products, 60 products, 70, 80, 90, because OnPassive is going to continue to build out that ecosystem. So when you have that, right, that means you have a greater reach. This is how you get to those 4.8 billion internet users. This is how you reach governments, large corporations, right? Well-established companies, old money, new money. This is how you reach everyone around the world by continuing to build things that there's a niche for, right? You're going into so many different areas, right? And that's what what separates OnPassive, I believe, from anybody out there, any other company out there. Facebook, what's Facebook's product? Okay, the people, that's it. That's their product, right? When you Zoom, okay, the one product, that's all you have is that. So if I don't want a Zoom platform, guess what? I have no reason to be looking at you, right? Whereas in OnPassive, if I don't want a webinar platform, okay, maybe I want a URL shortener, maybe I want a domain name, maybe I want a e-learning platform. You know what I mean? The list goes on and on. So there's a greater chance to get me to come into the OnPassive fold. And that's what OnPassive is doing. That's why we say that no matter who you are, anyone, everyone, everywhere will have a reason to take a look at OnPassive.
Thank you, Michael. You know what I think of another question I'd like to ask you. So behind your name, Micheal Williams, there's a 3-letter AIM, which stands for Automatic Internet Millionaires. And I know you're very successful about what you are doing. I'd like you to give some of our founders tips that they actually can go out there and they can use some of it to share OnPassive.
Well, again, for me, I had another gentleman that reached out yesterday. He's 70 years old, actually. He's 70 years old. He reached out yesterday, and he was asked some questions, and I responded, and then he replied back as to that exact same question, And so I just shared with him a few videos that I think that he can utilize, right? And for me, you know, that's the key. The key is just putting something in front of people's, in front of people, right? That's the key. It's not, like I said before, it's not about a long message, right? It really is, you know, how would you live your life, right, if money was no longer an issue? And so just a simple question like that. And so they start talking. Well, oh, I'll do this, or I'll do that. Oh, really? Awesome. Here's something that's going to change your life. That's it, done, right? That's the conversation. So whether that's in an email, whether that's in a post, if I'm on I'm not on Facebook, but if I was on Facebook, I can make a simple post like that. I'm not going to put a link or anything, right? But I'll just make a simple post, ask a question, okay? Wait for the response, okay? If you have, you know, privately, you can reach people on Facebook, right? So you can send them a private message. You know what I mean? You know, what do you know about artificial intelligence? Do you know artificial intelligence can make you wealthy? What do you mean by that? How's that possible, right? Again, here's the link. You know what I mean? Watch this 5-minute video, 3-minute video, 6-minute video, 11-minute, whatever the case is. I just don't give them a 1-hour video. You know what I mean? It's too long. I want something short and concise, to the point, that's going to help people come back and say, yes, I'm interested. Or, yes, it sounds good, but I got some questions. Now I can invite them to a public webinar, you know, if I don't feel that, you know, I can address their questions, their concerns, right? So there's so much that we have, so much access. The Julie Milo show, all the great videos and interviews that you guys have done. Okay, that's information that can be used. Dr. Kianor Shah, right? I love using his name. So, right, if he wasn't famous already, I'll make him even more famous the amount of time I talk about him, right? But, you know, the point is, we have talent among us. You know, I was on the Arabic webinar the other day to find out there was a guy who's like a nuclear engineer that's involved in, I'm like, really? Wow. You know, of course, our very own Dr. Bill. You know, I'm saying we have a lot of talent around us. We have people that actually work in the United Nations that's in OnPassive, diplomats that are in OnPassive, right? Just not because they're not, you know, publicized, because a lot of them kind of stay a low profile, right? But we have a lot of talent in this company. So I say, you know what, find videos that resonate with you, right? If you like a particular video, then share that video, right? I don't just share a video just for sharing's sake. I have to like the video. If I like it, I share it, right? And that's all I do, is just simply just put stuff in front of people and just keep on being consistent at it. A lot of times, you know, we share something, you know, for a minute, and then we just, and we forget about it. No, sometimes you got to share. And over time, that sharing pays off, right? Because maybe that person wasn't ready. Maybe it may take them 6 months, like it took Dr. Shah. Maybe it may take them a year, like some others have taken before they finally get in. Some people are concerned about their name. I want to make sure that this thing is right, So they do their due diligence, they check it out, then they become comfortable, and then they jump in. So it does take time. It's not always an instant, you know, gratification with that person coming in right away. So that's my advice, really, is just to find stuff that you like, whether it's a post, whether it's a video, whether the corporate site, beautiful. That's great information. The blog, right? Beautiful, great information. So you just find stuff that you like, and then whatever it is that you like, chances are somebody else is going to like it as well. So you do that, and then just keep, you know, sharing. That's all we have to do. It's not rocket science. We just don't do enough of it.
Wow. Thanks, Michael, for making me have more sleepless nights. If I couldn't sleep before, I'm sure not going to now. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but we want to thank you so much for coming today and talking to us on it. Great information that you provided for us. And thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. So I think I'm going to send it back over to Julie. We're out of time, but I appreciate you coming today. Julie, take us out of here.
Thank you so much, Michael. That is very valuable information that you share with us today. And I know you're very busy, but you spent some time sitting here with us and getting all these questions coming from us, and really appreciate the wisdom that you share. Any last words, Michael?
Nothing other than, you know, all those who are in, you're going to win. Active or passive, it doesn't matter, you're going to win. And that's the bottom line.
Thank you so much. There you have it, everyone. It's Micheal Williams, and we all know that the valuable information that he shared, and we're all looking forward to hear him every single time. Thank you so much for watching the Julie and Milo show. If you haven't done so, please go to julieandmilo.com. There's a lot of updates and information there for you. I just like to wrap this up really quickly. Please visit our Facebook page, OnPassive with a Heart. Join our Facebook and share your heart out about OnPassive. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please stay well, stay healthy, stay blessed, and as always, stay alive. Good night from Newport Coast, California.
Good night from Canada.
Good night from Nashville, Tennessee.
Listen to the stories and how they tell when they join and how they're doing so well, telling us what it's all about today and how they are loving that OnPassive way. OnPassive here today, OnPassive, there's no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know. OnPassive, it's a here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way. OnPassive.